Maybe someone needs to call someone there.
I'll put a message on the group chat.
Maybe because if you have the number of Jai Krishna.
Haribol Mataji, we can't hear you.
O Dina Bandho Jagatpate
That's right.
Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. So Hare Krishna. Invocation prayers are so powerful. It just brings us to that, the consciousness to what we are doing. So thank you for coming. Thank you all the online devotees also. Nice to see devotees from different parts of the world joining here. Australia to France to Bath, Bristol. Where are you, Cicely? She keeps moving every week, one place. No, 1 week in London, 1 week in Bath, 1 week in Bristol. You're in Bristol now, no?
No, but we're near to Bath.
You're in Bath, okay. Okay, and I don't know the other devotees. Anvesha somewhere in London or Ashram? Okay, East London. Okay, and then Prabhuji's, I don't, Lavin Prabhu, where do you live, Prabhu?
I live in London.
Sorry?
I live in London.
Can't hear. London. Did you say London?
I did say London, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay.
This thing. Okay. And Prabhuji is here. Anishwar Prabhu.
Yeah, I'm in London.
That's problem with my speaker.
I am in London.
That was a sound test. Okay. Where do you live, Prabhu?
London.
London. Okay. Okay. If they ask question, I won't understand. You explain them. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
English.
Yeah. Okay. So now we finished chapter. Okay. This is. Okay. Yeah, Zoom I will share, but it's okay. Yeah, I just otherwise I'm looking at their faces. No, that's why I changed that. Yeah, and that is more attractive than looking at me. So it's more like watching TV. I will share. Yeah, I've not started yet. Okay, so Zoom is our. See now, from where is the side screen coming? From where is the side screen coming? I don't have it here. This is every week, huh? Or every day?
He's a good preacher, this guy. Yes, it's a guide.
Oh, this is a guide.
Yeah.
Okay, 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 okay.
It's good
Which one? Ah, yeah,
information.
that is the which one? This one. Sorry. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Mm. Yeah, that's fine. All right. So you do select this one. This one is no, I'm not selecting this. Okay, screen. Don't select desktop.
Because you will be showing the screen. And yeah, so it will be the same.
No, this is Zoom. No, this is Zoom screen share. Screen share. Don't share the desktop. Just share the PowerPoint. Then I have control. Yeah, so what they see is what I want them to see. This one every time I move, they don't have to see everything.
Right.
Okay, fine. Okay, so we did chapter 7 and 8. Any one point that you remember from chapter 7, last to last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see there, you can't see there. That's why I think you should screen this, share the desktop, because it will show what you see. So, yeah, just share the screen.
It should be. Okay.
Now it's on Zoom, yeah.
Mm.
What we're going to do without you when you're going to India?
Okay,
To train some.
but I still can't see you understood my point. I can't see the people here
But you want to see them as well.
Ah. because otherwise, no. Okay, I know. Where's the view?
You
There
need to
is
see them.
otherwise, how will I know they're asking? You tell
I
me.
think so.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
but I can't see them.
it's okay. We'll see them. We'll check in.
No, that's what you will see them. I can't see them. Okay, so yes, you got time to check. Chapter 7. What is okay, thank you. What is the title of chapter 7?
Knowledge of the absolute.
I'm not checking the English knowledge, I'm checking the Bhagavad Gita knowledge. So don't, I know you all can read. Okay, chapter 7. Knowledge of the absolute. And then what is the relation between 6 and 7?
7 is like Dhyana Yoga.
6 is Dhyana Yoga. Okay. What is the relation between 6 and 7?
The progress from that to get into the knowledge.
Mm.
Yoga to transcendental knowledge.
Yeah, what is the connection?
With some questions. Questions are answered in chapter 7.
Mm. That is which one?
Chapter 8.
See, if you look at technically, it is very difficult to remember. But if you just think of it as a conversation, it is very easy. Chapter 6 is Dhyana Yoga. What is the conclusion of Dhyana Yoga?
Yogi, become a yogi.
What is the last verse? You read it last week. Last week you read that. What is the last verse of 6th chapter?
Isn't it about
Yoginam api sarvesha. Yes, Cicely.
Isn't it about one who's thinking of me or is meditating on me?
Can think of me even at the time.
I said that we can't hear him properly.
Huh?
Tell them we can't hear.
Okay, okay, what I will do, wait, let me. Oh, okay.
Could you ask that again?
Wait. Okay, now you see. You,
Staying in effect.
yeah, Cicely, now you ask.
Sorry, I was just saying I think it's one who's always thinking of me,
Ah,
um,
yes.
is united with me,
Choose
Mhm.
that yoga.
is the highest yoga.
Is the highest yogi. Yeah, highest yogi is always someone who is thinking of Krishna. So then what is the question? What will you ask?
How to do it?
How? What is this? What stops us from thinking of Krishna all the time?
Because we didn't hear about it. Well,
See, when I am asking question, I am just asking logically. You think of your life. Why are we able to think of Krishna always? No. No. Why?
Desires are everywhere. Mind
Logical, like basic. Don't think very high.
busy.
Busy with what?
Material affairs.
With my work, right? So then Arjuna will ask the same thing because Arjuna represents us. Arjuna is telling, I have to fight. How am I going to think of you all the time? Just logical. So if you think of Bhagavad Gita as, oh, Bhagavad Gita, then very difficult. Arjuna represents us. So whatever question he is asking is also something which we can relate to. If you look at, yogi, all the technical terms, and then we have the mental block that this is in Sanskrit. Actually, those mental blocks are what stops us from studying Bhagavad Gita or understanding Bhagavad Gita. But Bhagavad Gita is a manual of life. So everything what is told in Bhagavad Gita is something which we can apply in our life. Everything. So when Arjuna is telling, when Krishna says, Yoginam api sarvesham adgate nandaratmana, someone who is always thinking of me is the highest yogi. So of course we want to be always thinking of Krishna. Now the problem is, how? Krishna, I have my work. I have my family. How am I going to think of you all the time? So that leads to chapter 7. What is in chapter 7? The title is Knowledge of the Absolute. Understand God, then like ultimately, like sitting here, Janivas Prabhu said that he said, whatever we look outside and you think that who is the controller of this? We walk in Oxford Street, you're seeing Primark, who is the controller of this? You go to Tottenham Court Road, everything is so chaotic, or Oxford Street, Oxford Circus Station, everything is chaotic. And then you're thinking, who is the controller of this? And then what do you think? Krishna. Ultimate controller is Krishna. And then we think, which Krishna? And that which Krishna is very powerful. Which Krishna? My worshipable Lord Radha Landanishwara. And then that place doesn't become Oxford Circus Station or Primark. Immediately connected to Radha Landanishwara. And then you're thinking of Krishna. So in 7th chapter, Krishna is connecting from the gross to the subtle, or from the lowest to the highest, how we can see Krishna in everything. So first he says, what is the thing that we most see and use in a day? What are the things?
My welfare.
Huh?
My welfare.
Okay. Like in terms of the elements, we see the earth. Yeah, then we see the sky, normal sky, but also the water. So Krishna says, I am the taste of water. We all feel thirsty. we drink water. And when we are really thirsty and we drink water, we really feel that satisfaction. We feel that taste, especially on the day after Pandav Nirjala Ekadashi. When we have not taken water whole day, the next day morning, you drink that one drop of water, we start appreciating that. No? So that taste of water is Krishna. So every time when we drink water and we feel that satisfaction, Prabhupada said that satisfaction is the essence of water. That is Krishna. Why is that water satisfying us? Because that satisfying factor is Krishna. So then Krishna says details, no? Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi suryo. Easily we can appreciate Krishna. Prabhasmi shashi suryo means it's the light of the sun and the moon. When there is nice sunlight, we look out and we feel, wow, nice, good day today. And what is that light? Essence is Krishna. So 7th chapter explains us how we can relate to Krishna, even when we are normally seeing what we are seeing. That's all 7th chapter is. So at the end of the 7th chapter, Krishna is telling how we can remember Krishna at the time of death. Krishna is telling, if you are the Sadi Budhadi Deva Mam Sadi Etnyam Chaye Viduhu, I am the controller of all the Adipuda, all whatever we discussed in the 7th chapter. All these material elements, the demigods, the sacrifices, who is the what do you call, proprietor, who is a controller. If you understand that ultimately Krishna is the controller of everything, at the end of our life, we can easily remember Krishna and go back to Krishna. So then, even though it's a simple thing that Sadi Buddha, but then when we hear these terms, we are like, what are these terms? Sadi Buddha, the Deva Mam, Sadi Etnyam, so we become like, what are these? So Arjuna is the same thing. What is this Krishna? What are the terms that you have introduced now, which I have not heard till now? And that is the 8th chapter. Clear? 8th chapter is Arjuna asking these questions. What is this Krishna? You said Adibhuta, Adideva, Adiyatnya. And then you also said about remembering you at the time of death. So how can someone remember you at the time of death? It's not any, something new invention or anything. This is a question which anyone will have after hearing the 7th chapter. So in 8th chapter, what does Krishna do? Explains all this. But this Adibhuda, Adideva, Adiyatnya, all those are very simple technical things. What is this? What is this? And he finished. But what he focuses mainly is, how can we remember Krishna at the time of death? That is 8th chapter. What is the title of the 8th chapter? Because I know after Bhakti Sastri certificate also, don't know the chapter names. Attaining the Supreme, yes. So Bhakti Sastri is not Sunday 10:30 to 1:30. Bhakti Sastri means we absorb in Bhagavad Gita and the books. So when we are traveling in train, when we are walking from here to the station, try remembering. What is first chapter, second chapter? When we are talking to each other, first chapter, second chapter, like the quiz, like the kids play, we keep asking, okay. Or then if you're talking to someone with whom you always have conversation, they say, okay, can I tell? That's how one way I learned. I'll go to my husband and say, can I tell the chapter names? Can you check whether I'm saying it right? Can I recite the shlokas? Can you see whether I'm saying it right? So if you're talking to someone so much, you just tell them, can you please see whether I'm telling it right? Then at the end of this Bhakti Shastri course, you'll just be always thinking of Krishna. And the more we read about Krishna, the more we will like Krishna. We'll speak about Krishna. Okay, I'm just telling what can be helpful. So that is why I told last week that exam is only to check whether we have understood. Exam is not the objective of Bhakti Shastri. And that is why in the Bhakti Shastri certificate, they don't tell you how much have you scored. It's either passed or not passed. Because that is not this 100% in Bhakti Shastri is not the thing. How much I understood. If I got 100% in Bhakti Shastri, but I don't know the chapter names, then that doesn't serve the purpose much. No? So, okay, so that is chapter 8. Then now chapter 9. What will chapter 9 be?
Raj, the most confidential.
Correct. But how is it connected to chapter 8? So even see, chapter 7, Krishna explained something. Chapter 8, he was explaining some points. The terms that he used in chapter 7. Now what will chapter 9 be?
Well, the end is leaving your body, right? So after leaving your body,
Okay.
what could be, what does the person do? They don't just collapse, right? You start doing activities. So activities.
Okay, good. Yes. See, now you are having a conversation with someone. You're talking about Krishna to someone. And then you were telling about, in the temple, it is very nice. You go to the temple, there is dancing, there is singing, and then we take prasadam. And then what will your friend ask you? What is it, prasadam? Right. And then you explain to them what is prasadam. After that, what you will do? You will continue explaining what happens in the temple. Right, because they asked you a question, you answered, now you continue with what you were talking. Right. So 7th chapter, Krishna explains something. 8th chapter was kind of a deviation because Arjuna asked, what does this mean? What does this mean? So then 9th chapter will continue. So when you continue telling, suppose you are explaining about the temple. There is singing, dancing, then there is prasadam. And the friend asks you, what is prasadam? So you explain prasadam. Prasadam is a food. Now, how will you continue? When you are continuing, what you will do? How will you continue with the conversation again? Yes, how will you continue? You will start talking about your attending Bhakti Shastri, or you will start telling, like how I said, there is singing, there is dancing, there's prasadam. You will give a recap of what you were discussing. Right. That's how you continue, no? You will give a little pointer to what you were talking earlier, so that your friend can connect to what you were telling. And that is what Krishna does in the 9th chapter. He will give a recap of what was there in the 7th. Is that clear?
Yeah.
In a way, you will not forget. Yeah, even if someone wakes you up in your sleep and asks, what is the relation between 7th chapter, 8th chapter, 9th chapter, we should be able to say. We can if we understand it and not study for the exam. For the exam, exam over, finished. But if you really understand it and we can relate to it, then we will remember all the time. So it is easy now. Yeah? Yes.
Sorry
Yes,
to disrupt your
No
flow.
problem.
To disrupt your I spent quite some time over more than a few years thinking about the verse, I am the taste of water. And I think a lot of this area explaining the cause of causes coming up in 7th chapter and 9th chapter. And the way I understood this was the material body that you end up in ultimately is this body itself, the hairs and everything, the genetic material is of course what we've done in previous births in the modes of nature. And through karmic sanction, we have got this specific body and specific tongue, which ultimately all that karmic sanction is controlled by Krishna.
Yes.
The ability to even taste, the tongue, the taste. So it's not just the water is one side of it, of course, is also part of
Yes,
Krishna,
yes.
but also the tasting is
Yes.
part of that whole sanctioning of that process of
Correct.
many lives through the modes of nature. So,
Yes.
so the actual equation completely is also Krishna.
Huh.
You know,
Yes.
in terms of,
Nice.
in some ways, it's also a problem that we're embodied, we're tasting water. You know, that's
True,
also
true.
problematic for us. We're not in the spiritual world.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
being
Yeah.
this material description of the material. Sorry, I just thought I'd share that. Right?
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. So he is telling, did you hear that?
No.
He's telling that, he's telling it's not just the taste of water, even the taste is sanctioned by Krishna. Because when we are sick, we cannot taste anything. So the ability, that is why the ability in man is also Krishna. That's why the last one is that, no? Shabda ke paurusham drishu. Paurusham drishu. The ability in man is Krishna. Any ability that we are having is also Krishna. So like ability in man is Krishna is easy to understand because we can see, oh, wow, this person sings so well. Where did the ability come from? That's what Prabhu is telling. The cause of that cause is Krishna. For everything, there is a cause. Like if someone sings well, you can say, oh, they have learned music, their parents were singing, grandparents were singing, all that is some cause. But then the cause of that cause is Krishna. And what does Brahma pray to Krishna in the Brahma Samhita? First verse, Ishvara, Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha, Anadiradir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam. Cause of all causes is Krishna. And that is why Bhagavatam starts with that. Bhagavatam first verse is Janmadi Asya Yataha. Janma Adi. Janma means birth. From birth, Adi. Everything, Asya Yataha. Whatever it is there, causes Krishna. So chapter 9, Krishna starts a little bit more about what was discussed in chapter 7. So when we discussed about chapter 8, in chapter 8 ending, what was chapter 8 ending? Chapter 8, Krishna spoke about 2 ways of leaving this material world. For the yogi, Uttarayana, Dakshinayana. And then Krishna said a devotee need not bother about it because they have unalloyed devotion. So Krishna has explained that an ananya, unalloyed devotee, surpasses the path of light and darkness. Now Krishna will explain how to become. That's the next question, no? Krishna, how can I become such a devotee that I don't have to bother? Whether it is the Uttarayana or the Dakshinayana or light or dark or moon, the waxing moon or the waning moon or the smoke or the light or yes, north or south, east or west. How can I rise above all that? So chapter 8 concludes that bhakti is the best form of yoga. Krishna is telling you don't even have to bother about death, worry about death. Worry about what happens at death, what you're thinking about at the time of death. Don't worry anything. I will take care if you are my devotee. So chapter 9 supplies a specific knowledge for performing that most confidential yoga. How to become that devotee who is not scared of anything, including death. And that is why we wear the tilak. If someone asks us why you wear tilak, simple answer, it's a sign of someone who's not scared of death. And they become like, you're not scared of death? No. And they're like, really? How? Okay. Kanti, yeah. Why do you have this? His sign of someone who's not scared of death. So then chapter 7 and 9 are almost identical. Chapter 8 is a tangent. And again continues chapter 9 from what he was telling chapter 7.
So this repetition, like 3 and 5 are quite closely connected.
3 and 5 closely connected. I can show that here. See? Similarity between chapter 7 and 9. How did chapter, I'm like, when you don't answer what is the chapter name, I will not ask you what were the sections in chapter 7. What was the first verse in chapter 7? What was the main point that Krishna said in the first verse? Tachrunu, hearing. Everything starts from hearing. Hear about Krishna. So in 9 also, the first 2 verses speak about hearing about Krishna. Here Krishna is more telling, I will tell you about. And then the next verses, Krishna's, that, remember the sequence in chapter 7? It's beautiful if you understand it logically. It is easy to understand. So first Krishna said, hear about me. Then Krishna said, what is this material world? What is the spiritual world? And what is Krishna's relation with the material and the material world? And then Krishna spoke about the demigods, when we worship demigods, what will happen? When we worship Krishna, what will happen? How that spiritual world is better. And then how the yogi goes back to Krishna and how the devotees goes back to Krishna. That was 7th chapter. 9th chapter, again the same. Hearing about Krishna, Krishna's energies and his relation with the material world. Then all pervasiveness within the material world. Then demigod worship, Krishna worship, impersonalist devotees understanding Krishna. So, if you see how many verses are there in chapter 9, chapter 9 has got 34 verses. Now here it is mentioned only till 28. Now what is the rest of it? That rest of it is what makes it the most confidential. Otherwise, the both should be the same title, no? When 7th chapter is knowledge of the absolute and 9th chapter is the most confidential knowledge, what is different from chapter 7 and chapter 9? That is that. So at the end of it, Krishna gives us those key points, how we can get that Ananya Bhakti. So Bhujan Prabhu says that those verses, the last 6 verses, 9 verses, it's almost like Krishna pleading us. Please take a bhakti and come back to me. Krishna's pleading. Krishna is telling, see, that is so difficult. This is so easier. Worshipping me is so easier. Worshipping demigods is so difficult. So just, I am satisfied with anything. And he gives all that, what makes bhakti special and easy. So the end of that 9th chapter is Krishna telling, please take up bhakti yoga. So that's why I said last week that if you just keep reading 9th chapter every day, you read for 1 month like that, at the end of 1 month, you'll just love Krishna so much. Not that you're not loving Krishna now, but it will be like, because I'm telling, because I was doing that once, reading every day the verses. And then one day I told my husband, can I please speak to you about what Krishna says in 9th chapter? Can you please listen to me? Because I just wanted to say how great Krishna is. You read every day, and it gets into your thing. Slowly, slowly, we just, oh, wow, Krishna is telling like this. Wow, Krishna is telling like this. And it just touches our heart. So just try reading. And also, okay, when we see the verses, we will understand. Okay, now the question is, okay, this is why chapter 9 is called most confidential knowledge. So chapter 2 and 3, this is Prabhupada explaining in the purport, explains the knowledge of spirit, soul, and body useful for liberation. Chapter 2 and 3, all we hear is we are not this body, we are the soul. So, we are eternal, all those details. So, we can get liberated from this material world. And then 7 and 8 is more confidential because we knew more about Krishna there. In chapter 2 and 3, Krishna doesn't specifically say anything about himself. It's just body and soul. So that's why 7 and 8 are more confidential. So we know about Krishna consciousness, Krishna, his energies, all those details are in 7 and 8. And in 9, he tells about that pure, unalloyed devotion. And glories. At the end of chapter 9, what is it that we understand? What is that most confidential knowledge that Krishna is giving? Yes, it is bhakti. But what in terms of bhakti is Krishna giving? What is Krishna telling? The last verses.
Surely you will come to me.
Yes. Yeah. Surely, yes, he is telling, surely you'll come to me. But then in that last few verses, what is Krishna trying to say? If he, he gives us so much hope. But can you read the last from say Patram Pushpam, that you offer me a leaf.
Engage your mind always in thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me.
Come to me. Okay, that's the last verse.
That's the last verse.
So go to like 26. 26 is offer me, what is it?
Pushpam.
Patram Pushpam. If one offers me
With love and devotion.
love and devotion.
Leaf of fruit, flower, water, I will accept.
Yeah, that. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it.
Yes. So simple. Then the next verse. If you cannot offer me these things, what I should do?
As an offering to me.
Correct. The next verse, what is the translation? Whatever you do, whatever. Yat karoshi yat dashnasi yat juhoshi dadasiyat. Yes, Rosie, you can.
Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, thank you.
Do that.
Do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me.
Yes. So the first he is telling to worship me, it is just offer me Patram Pushpam. Leaf available, not difficult to find. Pushpam of flower, not difficult. Bhalam, fruit. Or water. Now, water, if it is not available, if none of these things are available, what can we offer? Still, we can offer water in form of our tears. Yeah. You just cry, Krishna, I'm not able to offer anything. The tears will come, and that water is enough to satisfy Krishna. Now we are telling, I cannot offer any of these. Then it is okay. Whatever you are doing, you just do it as an offering for me. And that's why, yeah, anything you do. Yeah, pay obeisances, or, okay, I am doing the work as a, like, there are people who have come to Krishna consciousness like that. Whatever they are doing, there was one person who was a bartender and he became a devotee. So he has to always serve alcohol to people. So then he asked the devotees, what do I do now? I need to do this. This is my job. So then the devotees said, you do one thing. When you are serving them alcohol, you tell them, sir, this is not, I just want to tell you that this is not good for your health.
Public service announcement.
So he very humbly whenever he is serving alcohol, he will say, I'm sorry, but I just want to remind you that what you're not doing is good. What you're doing is not good for your health. So he kept, some people ridiculed him, some people scolded him. What's your business? Everything. He just continued.
Which country was that in?
This was in India.
Okay.
It's like the warning on the packet of cigarettes.
Correct. And then what happened? No, he didn't get. No, because he was just telling humbly to everyone. No, I'm just reminding you. That's all. I'm serving you, but I'm reminding you very humbly. And then one person, he asked him, then why are you serving? And then he said, see, I need to get some money to take care of my family. So I'm doing this job. And that person happened to be a big businessman. He said, okay, come and meet me in office, and gave him the job which is not related to this. So whatever he was doing, he just did it as an offering for Krishna. And Krishna showed him what to do. Krishna helped him out of the situation. See how kind Krishna is. Krishna is telling, okay, if you cannot offer me anything separately, whatever you are doing, just offer it.
What's the title there, Mati? Is it he got the mercy because he followed the instruction?
Instruction, of course. That is where, and that's what, I cannot offer Krishna my job as a pujari. What I'm doing is serving alcohol. I offer that to Krishna, but I do it in, helping way, reminding. So he didn't want to do that job, but he didn't have a choice. So Krishna guided him how to get out of it. No, so what I'm saying is, even by serving alcohol, he could perfect his life later. Now, this is just an example of how Krishna helps his devotees. So Krishna is so kind. Then, so he says, whatever you do. Now, what is the next thing that happens? We become a Yukta Vairagi. So in that way, when we do everything as an offering for Krishna, we gradually becomes detached. So this is verse 28. Then, now, you will be liberated and come to me, is verse 28 ending. So then what happens? Now Krishna is telling that you become, you will be free from bondage to work and its auspicious and inauspicious results. With your mind fixed on me in this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. This is verse 28. Then he talks about himself, that a person who is doing like this, Krishna is telling, I am equal to everyone. Is it that if someone is not offering work to Krishna, is Krishna angry with them? No. Samoham sarva bhuteshu. I am equal to everyone. Can we find anyone like that? That I'm equal to everyone. He's telling I'm equal to everyone. Example, how we can see who is equal to everyone, not as a human being, but rainwater. Equal to everyone. And it doesn't look whether it is rock. Oh, you are a rock. What is the use of giving you water? Let me give to the soil. It doesn't. Ocean, yes. Yeah, like Krishna's mercy is like the rain shower, no? So it's like that. So Krishna is telling Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu, I am equal to everyone. But is Krishna equal to everyone? No. He does favors to whom? His devotees. So that is why the second part of it, Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu, Name Dveshos Smi na priya. Name Deshosti na priya.
This might be a silly question, but I've never ever understood why then people want to do jnana and karma.
That's what Krishna is also asking.
Because they're not getting paid.
That is why I'm saying the last verses, Krishna's pleading. That actually, that Krishna answers in the 7th and 9th chapter. No, here we will see earlier. See, Krishna answers that question. If Krishna is so great, why do they do? Mudha, they are rascals. Mudhoyam na bhijanadi, the Mudhas cannot understand. That is why they don't, because we will think, no, it's so common sense, why you don't? Here you get nice, tasty, freshly prepared, free prasadam offered to the deities after every aarti. But they come, but then they go to whatever, McDonald's and eat that dead body. You don't know when it has died. And it is full of chemicals. We don't know when it is cooked. And you get cancer and all kinds of disease. Why do you go there? Here it is so tasty, freshly prepared. All, especially the pujari items will all be organic and ahimsa milk and everything in the best, purest form you get here.
Raja, higher than kings.
Higher than the king, yeah, especially Raj Bhoga. There's a remnants of Raj Bhoga means what king has eaten. That king, such luxury, who can get? And then, yeah. Yes. So then why do people go? Then you walk in front of McDonald's, people ask you, oh, how you were eating in McDonald's, now you're not interested. But then when you see McDonald's now, you're like, how did I ever eat that food? No? Yeah. So we feel, how can people do that? And that is why actually Bhagavatam explains, people in the spiritual world are wondering, looking at the material world, what happiness these people have. It's all so material, it's just matter. And the material people are looking at spiritual people. What happiness you get by jumping up and down singing Hare Krishna. that is the material and spiritual. One cannot understand the other. Okay, so now.
But that's gross. What about on the sattva, the karma yogis and the jnana yogis?
Yeah.
Even that seems ridiculous.
Yeah, ridiculous. Why does it? Why the yogi does it? What is the difference? Yes, doesn't want to get the help. That's what we discussed last week. Because a yogi doesn't, all we have to do is, Krishna, please help me. And that is why Lord Chaitanya prays in the Shikshashtakam. What does he pray in the Shikshashtakam? Ayinanta tanuja kinkaram patitam mam vishame bhavam buddho kripaya tava pada pankaja stida dhuli sadrasham. Please take me out of this. That a yogi can never say. Please take me out of this material ocean. But the devotee, that is why Buddhi Yoga, no? The Bhagavatam, what is that? Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishna Parshada. Etnyai Sankirtana Prayer Ejanti. Hisu Medhasaha. Medhasa means Buddhi. Who will take the Sankirtan movement? Who has intelligence. All we need to do is please help me. And Krishna is there waiting to help us. So that is the difference between the yogi. Okay, coming back. Samoham sarvabhudeshu. Krishna is equal to everyone. Name dveshos means the sinapriya. I have no hatred towards anyone and no one is very dear to me. That differentiation I don't have, like a rainwater. But then, but bhajanti tumam bhaktya, one who is worshipping me, maite teshu chapyaham. They are in me, I am in them. So for the devotees, I do some special favors. Special. Very special. Like, because the devotee is depending on Krishna for everything. Like a child who is, special needs children. Everything have to be done for them. So if a parent has one child who can do things on their own, and one child who cannot do things on their own, parent is of course equal to both of them. But who gets more attention? The needy one. The needy one. So how is the devotee? Like Lord Chaitanya, in Srivas Thakur. What did Srivas Thakur do? Whole night he will do kirtan. He didn't do any work. So one day Lord Chaitanya asked him, Srivas, how do you manage yourself? You have your family, you have your servants at home, everything is there. How do you manage? I never see you working. I never see you having any money. How do you manage? All he was doing kirtan.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, sorry.
Yes.
In some ways, there is equal treatment because the non-devotees, they get punished in the material world out of love. So they do also get treatment, but they just get what they need is that treatment. So there is equal. They're not ignored. They're given the rebirth and punishment
To
in
come
the material
back.
world, which is what they need. That's the treatment they need. So it's equal treatment of different equal
treatment, but in different levels. That's what you mean, no? Yeah. Anyway, see, Krishna is showing mercy. That we'll see in the previous one, no? That the sky, how he is connected to the material world. That's beautiful explanation of that is there. But I just want to say these important points which are there. That forgot now. He was telling Krishna is equal to everyone because he's giving the mercy accordingly. Like one child will become better by punishment or putting them in naughty step or whatever. The other child may be giving a chocolate will help. So Krishna gives according to what that, I think that's what you said, no, Prabhuji?
Yeah, exactly. There's the material world. Krishna doesn't annihilate all the naughty souls. He creates the material world to go up and down and come out.
Yes.
He doesn't just destroy them. So there is equal treatment. They are preserved in the material world, but it's up to them what treatment they want.
What they want, yeah.
Also, it's not VIP. Anyone can come and get the mercy at any time.
Yes. Yeah. There's no VIPs there. Yes. Yeah. There's no. Yeah. Anytime, anyone can. No, Krishna is kind. So when I was telling about this, this one, that about the disabled child. So how the devotee is not interested in material things, not in liberation. And he just leaves it to Krishna. That's why Sarupya Sastri Samipya in Bhagavatam, Krishna himself says, devotee doesn't want the 5 kinds of liberation that we will learn in Nectar of Devotion. He says, even if I give them, they will not accept because they just want to serve. So devotee doesn't even bother about liberation, doesn't bother about money, but Krishna provides everything. But is it good to burden Krishna? No, but because Krishna is happy, taking care of his devotee. That is why everything else is given to other departments. He doesn't have to worry whether there is rain in Sahara Desert or in, that's not his concern. He has got appointed agents for all those. All he is doing is my devotee all right? Well, that is Krishna's mercy.
But you can't trick Krishna because he's more tricky. You pretend
Yeah.
it's not going to work.
That's why he's sitting in the heart. No? So then, if a devotee is trying to serve Krishna, and then we are thinking, what we are thinking? Krishna, I am trying to serve you. I just want to be a devotee. But what can I do? I was thinking, yesterday night, I was thinking, I will read Bhagavad Gita 1 chapter. And then I was about to read, and then suddenly this YouTube thing came up, or the Facebook thing came up, the football match. Oh, so I thought, okay, I'll watch for 5 minutes and I'll read Bhagavad Gita.
Wow.
No?
It's not just me.
So, yes. And then I thought, okay, 5 minutes, okay, 10 minutes. Before I realized the whole match, I sat and watched. I'm sorry, Krishna. And then we feel so guilty, right? So what is Krishna telling? Apichet suduracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak sadhureva samantavya. If someone is determined in their Krishna consciousness, even if they have some faults in between, they are to be considered saintly. If we keep...
But we do this again and again.
Yes.
Knowing that
Imagine how Krishna is kind to tolerate us. How many ever times we fall, Krishna still allows us. So that is the next verse 30. Krishna says, Apichetsu duracharo, apichetsu duracharo. This, and so it's not just how we want Krishna to look at us. This is the way we also should look at other devotees. So if we want to live Krishna consciousness, this is the verse to follow. Criticize devotees for every small mistake they do. Then very soon out. But if we think of this, you know, we think that, okay, this devotee has done this mistake. And then we are thinking, but that devotee makes such amazing garlands. But yesterday I was seeing him cleaning the floor. How nicely, sincerely he was cleaning the floor. As soon as a criticism comes, give a appreciation with that. Yeah.
I want to share something. There was one proper disciple called Bhakti Dasi. I always keep this close to my heart. There's one devotee who kind of called away, he did something wrong. But instead of helping that devotee, everybody was crushing him. So finally he left, he went away. But he was so attached to Srila Prabhupada. So when Prabhupada came to Ali Temple, and devotee Bhaktidas said, Prabhupada is here, come, I'll arrange for you to meet Prabhupada. So he was very shy, very kind of, feeling bad, whatever. But as soon as he walked in, Prabhupada smiled and said, what are you doing? He said, not very much. Pack your bag, you're coming traveling with me. And Bhaktidas said that as everybody was giving him such a hard time, but Prabhupada saw something very special in him, that he's a pure soul who needed help, and took him traveling. Up till today, this is a very outstanding devotee in our movement. Why? Because Srila Prabhupada didn't judge him. He gave him support. He was so kind to him. And also there was one pastime, when devotee was criticizing devotee in front of Prabhupada, should not be at our temple president anymore, he's doing this, he's doing this. And Prabhupada kept listening. And then afterwards he said, can you tell me anything good that he's doing? And they give a list of the good stuff. Prabhupada said, okay, concentrate on that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So nice. Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Yeah. So this verse is, we just appreciate devotees because that is in the translation. See, even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly, whether you feel or not. I don't feel like considering or treating them, but it is a statement that Krishna is telling he should be considered. That means more like Krishna commanding us. You have to consider him saintly.
You have to help devotees.
Yes, because he is properly situated in his determination. So, one thing which helped me in terms of appreciating devotees, one Mataji was telling, she is the head of Vihe, Vrindavan Institute, now Prashanta Mataji. Yeah, she was telling that when she was a new Bhaktin in the ashram in France, so one day she was so fried with everything that was happening. So she went to the temple president's room and then said, we have just started pouring everything. Prabhupada says everyone should attend Mangalarti. I see devotees sleeping during Mangalarti time. Prabhupada says we shouldn't waste prasadam. I see prasadam in the ashram. The devotees waste prasadam. Prabhupada says we should study his books all the time. I see devotees talking prajalpa. She just went on talking for some time. And then after the temple president listened carefully. And at the end, she finished, so then he asked, have you finished? She said, yes. And then temple president said one sentence. And that changed her life, and that changed my life also. You know what is that sentence that he said? What makes you feel that you deserve the association of pure devotees? Which means I am not pure. That is why I am with this kind of devotees. What makes you think that you deserve the association of pure devotees? So if we are sincere in our Krishna consciousness, Krishna will give us association of pure devotees. If we are not sincere, then we will have to deal with devotees who are not very. So whose problem is it that I have to see all these devotees not following? My problem. Because I am not deserving, I am not sincere enough to get the association of pure devotees.
You took birth in Kali Yuga. Not Sati Yuga.
Yeah, exactly. Why are we still hovering around in this Kali Yuga? Because we are not sincere, we are still not pure. So anyway, so this is verse 30. Krishna is telling, even if the most abominable action someone performs, but still they are determined in their Krishna consciousness, they are considered to be saintly. Then, who all can get this mercy? So everyone, whoever is practicing Krishna consciousness, they get the benefit. Then he says, Shipram Bhavadi Dharmatma, who will get this right. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. So it's a continuation of the previous one. Yeah. Sorry. So in this verse, Krishna is telling, my devotee, unlike the demigod worshippers who has to go up and down for millions of lifetimes and never get out of the material world, Shipram Bhavati. Bhavati means will happen. Shipram, very fast. Very fast, my devotees will come back to me. Like how we discussed the other day. How many years more? If we actually, the way we are following Krishna consciousness, how many years more we have to before seeing Krishna? Maximum like 50 years. Can you imagine? For us even lesser if you, any time, but maximum 50 years. For all of us in this room, 50, 60 years. Can you imagine in 50, 60 years, we are going to see Krishna face to face? Which other yoga practice can promise us this? So that's why Shipram Bhavati. Immediate. And then in 32, no one is, everyone is given the opportunity. O son of Pritha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, merchants, and Shudras, workers can attain the supreme destination. Everyone. And by Prabhupada's mercy, we can see. So if you look at the demigods thinking, 1 year is 1 moment for them. So look at ourselves like 1 year back, or those who have come recently to Krishna consciousness, or look at like 5 years back. 5 years back, what were we? So that means like 5 minutes or 5 moments for the demigod. What is 5 minutes? They just turned this side, turned this side. Hey, what happened to this guy? He was there. He was just there, in the most abominable places in central London. Now they're only chanting Hare Krishna. So, so bewildering for the demigods. Lord Chaitanya's mercy, Prabhupada's mercy. That is only 1 year. Imagine the demigod can see us like 10 lifetimes before. Yeah, or 100 years back we were in another life. And of course we were, hey, that guy was just a pig before, now he is a pujari. How did he transform? Imagine how much the demigods are confused with Lord Chaitanya's mercy. So they're waiting. Can we also take birth in this planet Earth and then go back to Krishna? No? Yeah, so they are also waiting. So everyone gets the benefit. Sri, Shudra, Dvija, Bandhu, everyone can take it. There is no outcast here. And then Krishna asks, if even this low intelligent people can take up, what about those who are pious? There's no difficulty. They can just take up Krishna consciousness, go back to Krishna. And then the last verse, Krishna says, how we do it. All what we need to do is a few things. Manmana bhavamad bhakta madhya jimam namaskuru mame vaishyasi yukta evam atmanam matparayanaha. Why this verse is important? Now, okay, why I'm telling this is because this verse, now how many chapters in Bhagavad Gita? 18. So what is the middle chapter? So there is 6 chapters, right? So the middle 6 is the most important out of these 18. That is 7 to 12. What is the middle of that? 8 and 9. No, 9 and 10. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. In that the middle is 9 and 10. And if we take these 2 chapters, the middle will be the last of 9th chapter. So this verse is exactly the middle of Bhagavad Gita. And this is the most hidden treasure. How we can reach Krishna. What do we need to do? Manmana bhavamad bhakto. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Become my devotee. Offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me.
When Prabhupada says rascals, this is not or fools, this is not an unfair comment, because so much debate, so much thesis people around. Krishna said very clearly himself, Bhakti is topmost and this is the most confidential. So there's endless universities and people debating, discussing and arguing and thinking it's something else.
Yes.
It's not like confusing, it's very clear.
Clear. It is clear.
So how all these departments are sitting there all day long saying something else?
Vedeshu durlabham adurlabham atma bhakti. Bhakti is Vedeshu durlabham. Forget about people, all people, materialistic people. You know, I met one person who was telling they are studying the Upanishads. I said, are you chanting Hare Krishna? He said, yes, sometimes. I said, we do the Upanishads. So I said, please tell me what Upanishad mean. What is the meaning of the word Upanishad? And then he's like, I said, you don't know the meaning of the word Upanishad. And I asked, are you Dvivedi, Trivedi? They are. Dvivedi means knows 2 Vedas. Trivedi means knows 3 Vedas. Chaturvedi knows 4 Vedas. The surname itself is that. You know, so they said, yeah, Trivedi, Chaturvedi, everyone is there. They don't know Krishna. They have no clue who Krishna is. Simple thing I asked, you are learning Upanishads. Tell me what is the meaning of the word Upanishad. They don't understand. They can't say. And he was starting something. I said, just tell me in one word, what is the meaning? They can't. So not even material scientists, even those who are in the path of spiritual life, all the time studying Vedas, and they have Agnihotra. No, you know the Agnihotra sacrifices means they do sacrifices in which the fire is never gone. Yeah. Fire is always burning. Constantly. There are houses like that, which is the fire is burning for 1,000 years or something. They're called the Agnihotris. Every day morning, whatever it is, they have to do the puja. They don't know. But you ask them what is the ultimate essence of Veda? Don't know.
That's a lot of ghee.
Yeah. Yes. That is exactly what Krishna is telling when he says Patram Pushpam. See, demigod worships and all other worship, how much money you have to spend. I am asking you, just pick one Tulsi leaf, offer.
So if they're reading all the books, then how are they missing
the point? Yes.
They're supposed to be professionals and clever.
That is why Krishna says, and Brahma says in Bhagavad Gita, Vedeshu durlabham. Vedeshu means in Vedas, durlabham. Durlabham means very difficult to find. What? Krishna. Adurlabham Atma Bhakta. Very easy for his own devotee.
Maya Pratyajnana as well.
That is Brahma Samhita. Here Krishna is telling Maya Apurta. Last in 7th chapter we learned, no? That 4 categories of people who will not take up Krishna consciousness. What are the 4 categories?
Lowest of the mankind, foolish, those deluded by their own intellect, and
Outrightly
atheistic.
4 people cannot understand Krishna. Yeah, that's what after 9th chapter it is like Krishna is also wondering why you don't worship me. Why do you have to struggle so much? But this is true. They can't understand Krishna because in Vedas it is hidden.
Really?
Yeah.
So they can read the whole Bhagavad Gita and
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
I think Krishna in 15.15 says that
Correct.
he controls remembrance, knowledge, and wisdom, and he's the object of the Vedas. So he decides as Paramatma that this person hasn't got the adhikar to approach that.
Krishna has to reveal. Krishna has to reveal, and yeah, because in Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 6th chapter, what is Narada saying to Vyasa? You have written everything, Vedas he wrote. Like, okay, you have, okay, do you know, like, very simple, like the medical people, they have learned for so many years and years and years, but they don't know how to solve a common cold. Isn't it surprising? They say they can cure cancer when they have not been able to find the solution for 2 common things which everyone gets in their life. One is common cold and one is diarrhea. And they have no medicine for these 2. They don't have medicine. And they say they can solve cancer, they can solve everything. So that is typical material.
can't even solve a cold.
Yeah.
But our mind is created by Krishna through the material energy. So he imposes limits on what the mind can do, even within the material world, because that's still a sanction of Krishna to have a mind. So it's
controlled by Krishna. See, that is fine, but the thing is, Krishna wants us to come back to him. Yeah. So who created the prison in the country? Who creates a prison? Government or the people? Who creates the prison? Government. If there is no criminal in the country, will they create a prison? No. So who creates a prison?
Criminals.
Criminals create the prison, not the government. Does the government want to make the prison? No, they don't want. Actually, I was talking about this prison preaching, and then this person was telling me, oh, this would be a very good idea because the prisons in UK are all overflowing. And they're planning to outsource it to India because they can't manage here. Yeah. So, so who creates? So does the government want criminals to be there? No. So criminals create. So we can say Krishna is controlling, but that's what Prabhupada says, no? So why did Krishna create the material world? Krishna didn't create because we forced Krishna to create the material world. Yes. Enjoy it separately. So it's from us that it is coming. And that's a big debate. Then they say, because Krishna says for his enjoyment, he created the material world. So we were created, But then for us, it is that I don't want to be separate from Krishna. Let me go back to Krishna. We don't want to think that Krishna created the trouble for me. No. But Krishna is so kind enough that he has created a prison with 8.4 million options.
Like a child, if he wants to eat too many sweets, then he'll get the diarrhea. So be it.
Yeah. Yes. So this Mana Bhavamad Bhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru. He is telling just do these things and you can come back to me. So this 9th chapter, last verse, is the middle of Bhagavad Gita, and this is the most important verse. Now this verse is repeated again. No? Where?
18.
18? Where is it
65.
repeated? 65. 1865. So this is almost verbatim repeated in 1865. Exactly the same way repeated in 1865. What is 1866? The famous. Sarva Dharman Parityajya. Yes, was English. Abandon all varieties of religion and surrender unto me. Deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. So now Krishna is telling, abandon all varieties of religion and surrender unto me. That details of surrender is this Manmana Bhavamad Bhakta. Because we can say, no, people say, I've completely surrendered to Krishna. It's very common, you hear. No, I've completely surrendered to Krishna. But when is the last time you went to the temple? Last Janmashtami. But they say I've completely surrendered to Krishna. So we cannot tell I surrendered if we are not doing this Manmana Bhavamad Bhakto Madhyani Mam Namaskuru. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. We are not thinking of Krishna. When is the last time, the time you thought about Krishna? Or when my child had fever. Like those are karmis, no? How they do. So this Manmana Bhavamad Bhakta is the most important verse of this chapter. So that is the most confidential. So now tell me, in these last few verses, what do we understand? What is that most confidential matter that we have understood? You take the whole thing as, if you take the whole verses, that last verses we discussed, say from Trividya 21, 26, 26 onwards. Patram Pushpa.
There's 10 verses.
What do we understand? What is it that struck you in this whole discussion?
The emphasis of service to Krishna.
Okay.
Devotion.
Okay, then?
Reassurance.
Okay, then? What are the things that he is telling here?
I have a feeling that Krishna never gave up on us.
Yes. So, okay, good. So, service, this giving up. Does the light give up on people? No. The light, the light in your room is telling, oh, I give up on you. I'm not going to glow today. Light cannot do that. So what from this, what anyone can understand is Krishna is who will have like, I like everyone. Light cannot say that. I like everyone. I am not partial to anyone. Person. So the most confidential knowledge is the Bhagavan feature of the Supreme Lord, Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. And that Bhagavan is what is shown here. That Krishna is a person. That is the most confidential knowledge. That Krishna is a person. So obeisance is to me. To whom? To Krishna, who is a person. Manmana Bhavamad Bhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru. Always think of Krishna. So that is the most confidential knowledge. Krishna is the person. Krishna is a person.
So we as people, it's very difficult to like everybody. They're saying that Krishna You know, he's so nice that he like everybody.
Krishna likes everybody. That, see, that we can even understand in Namamrita, no, Sri Krishna Namamrita, no, Namashtakam, Krishna Namashtakam by Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami has written 8 verses about the holy name. In that, what he says, what is the greatness of the holy name? And I am offending the holy name every day. Every time I'm chanting, I'm offending the holy name, but still the holy name allows me to chant the holy name. And that is Krishna's mercy. You know, Krishna and name are not different. There we can see Krishna is allowing everyone to chant his holy name. That is a Samoham Sarva Bhudeshu also. Okay. I can't.
Then you say Krishna is our best friend as well.
Yes, yes. Now we will see in 10:11 here. Yeah, here also we see that Krishna is the best friend who will never leave us. Yes, Madhaji, thank you. Krishna is our best friend. That is also seen here, no? That someone who will never leave us, who is always there with us. That is Krishna. How do I shift now?
Question.
Yes, Roji.
It sounded as though you were saying there that the most confidential knowledge is that Krishna is Bhagavan, is the supreme person.
Correct.
But I'm wondering, when Srila Prabhupada sometimes he says that people don't get the point that the essence of is to rendering service. So this also seems to be something that evades people. The idea that that the topmost religion is to render service. But I guess I'm just thinking maybe you would say that service to who?
Yeah, what are the 3 things in self-realization?
The living entity, Krishna.
Okay.
And
yeah,
service.
what does self-realization mean? To know what are the things that we should know when we are self-realized? Who am I?
Who is the Lord?
Who is God? And what is our relationship? So if we don't know who is God, how will we have a relationship with the person? Right. So this is talking about who is God. And once we know God, once we really understand, then there is no difficulty serving Krishna because you love the person. Or we understand that this person is so special. Krishna, let me cook this for you. You know, devotees are not forcing themselves to do, no? Just natural. Let me do this for Krishna. Let me make a garland for Krishna. Let me cook for Krishna. Let me sing for Krishna. They were telling that, you know, earlier days, they never left Radha Landinishra alone. Always there was someone singing for Krishna. Always, because they didn't want them to be alone, left alone. Yes, ma'am.
Thinking this instruction that Krishna gave, I would think about the obeisance to that service as well.
Yeah, of course. Chanting, yeah, yes. That is the thing. So when we say surrender, how do we practically show? Oh, I am surrendered to Krishna, but I will never pay obeisances to Krishna, will not happen. I'm always thinking of how to make money, but I'm surrendered to Krishna. You know, that is what Krishna is refuting here. If you are telling you are surrendered to me, show these things. So if someone is telling I'm surrendered to Krishna, are they following these things? Okay. So, Prabhuji, I'm not able to change here. Where is my mouse? I can't even see those. This is 7.
You should be able
to. You did?
Oh, do you want to come back here?
Where? Oh, okay, okay. Okay, now I have to close this one. Stop the share. Next slide, but I also wanted my Safari. That's why I couldn't open the verses because I couldn't move them. So I just went with the book. Yeah, actually it is better because then you focus on what I'm speaking. And that's one of the reasons you're not able to retain. You know, because attention is gone between seeing this and hearing. So you see that, so you can't hear. No?
You're multitasking.
Yeah.
Could you just say that the devotees would like to take 10 minutes for the break?
Break? Yeah.
5.
Yeah. Up to you. Yeah, 5:15 is maximum, no? 5-minute break. Okay, fine. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, okay? Fine.
Late today.
15, yeah, we start half an hour lost today.
It's gonna be harder in
That's why I finished the
Regulates coolness, heat, light, sound, etc. So the sun's rays control heat and cold, day and night, summer and winter, darkness and light throughout the universe. The Vedic geocentric model explains how the sun moves around the pole star situated vertically above Earth's North Pole. As the sun goes around the Earth globe, we experience day and night. The stationary Earth, unlike the pole star, does not revolve on its own axis, though it is slightly tilted toward the pole star. During summer in the northern hemisphere, the North Pole experiences 6 months of daylight.
Okay.
Conversely, during summer in the southern hemisphere, the South Pole experiences 6 months of daylight. These 6-month periods correspond to a day and night for the demigods living in the heavenly planetary system. Vedic cosmology accounts for this phenomena by the vertical motion of the sun, technically called Uttarayana and Dakshinayana. The sun moves upward on an incline for half a year and then downward for the next half. This motion produces 2 effects on Earth, namely the changing of the seasons and the varying durations of day and night. Ordinary vision sees the sun to be a mere globe of fire. However, celestial vision reveals a personality residing over the sun. His name is Vivasvan, and he rides on a golden chariot pulled by 7 divine horses at a speed of 16,000 miles per second. The chariot has 1 wheel which moves on celestial Manasotara mountain. The horizontal shaft is linked to the axial hub of the universe, Mount Meru, and the diagonal shaft is linked to the pole star. With each circular path, the wheel gradually moves laterally inward for 6 months and then outward for 6 months. Similar to the chariot's vertical motion, this lateral action fine-tunes seasonal changes on Earth. When the orbital motion of the sun is viewed from above, its illumination is seen to extend out to half of the greater Earth plane. During its orbit, the sun passes over the 4 cities situated in the 4 cardinal directions. The city over which the sun is passing experiences noon, and the city in the opposite direction experiences midnight. The 2 other cities experience sunrise and sunset. The zodiac is a conceptual celestial plate encompassing the entire sky. Like the face of a clock, the zodiac is divided into 12 divisions of 30 degrees each, called signs of the zodiac, or rashis. Each named according to the constellation of stars residing within them. These signs serve as a set of reference markers for measuring the movements of the moon, sun, and the planets. The zodiac completes 1 clockwise revolution of 360 degrees in every 24-hour period. The moon
Okay. Done.
The zodiac,
Oh.
but their crystal angular velocity,
This-
it completes
just
all
stop
of that.
Okay.
Will you put that in the chat for us, not to
Yeah, yes, the whole thing is there. I can share the link. What happened?
Are you going to be doing this now?
Yeah.
Versus we change the sharing.
Here, share. Yeah, I'll share.
Yeah.
No, okay.
This stuff.
The stuff, okay.
You're going to be showing the same thing. Yeah.
Okay, fine. No, you don't need this one. No, you have your Bhagavad Gita with you. No, then you don't listen. You don't listen then.
We don't need, we got it.
Yeah.
Even if you have Bhagavad Gita, then you will listen.
You will, because you see, then you need to see which verse it is. Here I am moving, you can just be completely switched off and still be in the class because I am doing the work for you.
Passive.
Yeah, it makes a lot of difference. But everyone will tell, oh, share the screen, because work is easier, no? Then you can be switched off very soon. Anyway.
No, then you have to act on it, Mati. Your point is correct.
Then,
We have
yeah.
to switch it off.
Yeah.
I agree.
What?
You take control. We'll do it your way.
Okay. So where's the Zoom? That's another thing. Okay, I am in Zoom only now, but I can't see the people. I can't see where the. Oh yeah, okay, done. Okay, done. Okay, so the point was where the. This is yeah, even more. No, it's okay. Okay, now I'm just the question is whether to share the screen for the verses or you will look your book. Okay, for the Zoom participants. They're all lost already anyway. Just stop share. Okay. Stop share. And then this one I need to change to here. Yeah. See, this is the one which we saw the first time. If I want the screen there and the Zoom not to come there.
You want?
This screen, but not the Zoom. I don't want the Zoom participants to be on the.
So what you want here?
Here only this slide.
You want only this slide?
Only the slide. Anything, yeah.
I don't know.
It's a challenge.
Yeah, no, okay.
Yeah, this is different Siddhanta.
Different Siddhanta, no? Completely different. Okay.
I don't think it's possible.
It is possible. It should be possible. It should be possible here.
Yeah.
Here. What is? Okay, no.
Check out.
Oh, fine. I don't even know from where this photo is coming. I don't know from where it is coming.
Must be in
Somewhere.
Slideshow must be in your heart.
My heart. Oh.
There you go.
Oh, Jay, wonderful. Okay. So,
So many demands.
so many demands. No, yeah. No, but it is good. Once for all, it is all sorted. That's why I was thinking, set it up everything. So for the next sessions, it's done. No? Okay. So we come to, so you can see. No, how? They can't see. They can't see. So.
Yeah, probably. Put it on the thing. This slide recording.
I don't know. We can do that on that. That's okay. No worries.
Yeah, yeah, that is better then. You show that screen.
I can't see very clearly. Yeah, no, they won't be able to see very clearly. Just share this with you.
Where is it? Okay, I have to share the dust. This one, no? So the Zoom is seen, but I can't see. But I can't see, no.
But you don't want to see, no?
Okay, I can, okay.
You said you don't want to, you want to see something else there, no?
Yeah, but I want to see that, but I can see anything what I want here. Okay. Okay, anyway. I should connect to my this thing or something. Yeah. So you can see that chapter 8, now you can relate to it. Life insurance, actual life insurance is chapter 8. And then chapter 9, password. What is the password? Bhakti. To reach Krishna, password is Bhakti. And then 10, we will see the opulences and the universal form. That is for next time. Okay. So now, let's just stop the share here. Or what's my... Okay. So now we go from the first verse onwards. Are you seeing the same screen now in Zoom?
We see this.
This one, okay, but I can't see, and I don't know how I move from this screen to the next one.
To the side, you mouse over this stuff. So always do go set up.
Oh, okay. Okay, this we did. This is just the sections. What does each one mean? That I think I put in the slide again. When we saw all these. Now, Krishna starts with the first 2 verses. We saw, now you have to refer to the verses also. In chapter 9, first 2 verses, Krishna speaking about this chapter itself. Okay, so okay. Now, about this first verse, Prabhupada gives a class. Okay, when you hear this first verse, Prabhupada's class, he spends like 80% of the class talking about Krishna. The same thing, like Krishna is the supreme, the Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagavan, and all those. And then, and I was thinking, Prabhupada, please tell something more. But then he explains all about Krishna just to give the importance of this envious, because you are never envious of me. Like how Bobby was asking why they can't understand. Because Krishna doesn't reveal, because they're not non-envious. So in the first verse, we can see, my dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me, I shall impart to you this most confidential knowledge and realization, knowing which you shall be relieved of the miseries of material existence. So here knowing means the hearing. So Krishna is telling in this chapter, I am going to tell you that confidential knowledge, but once you know this, you are relieved of all material existence. Yes.
One who is envious of
One
Krishna
who is
wants to have all the control and
yes,
all the this and
yeah,
that and that.
they want to become Krishna. That's what enviousness is, no?
Why?
Why only him? Why Krishna gets all this? I also want. So it's like a competition. That is why we are in the material world, because we want to be like Krishna. Why Krishna has to be the center? I can be the center. I want to enjoy.
Yep.
Okay, take your family, take your this thing. Then you think you are, everything is revolving around you, but actually it is only suffering.
They have that now, Monty. They call it main character syndrome.
They want to be the, yeah, oof, really terrible. So now again, the Mahatmya of this chapter. What is the Mahatmya? Mahatmya means greatness. What is the result of reading this chapter? That is given in that first verse, but because you are never envious of me. If we read this chapter every day, we can get out of this enviousness. I can see that 2 days, regular you read the 9th chapter, we will become like Krishna, Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu. That enviousness will go from us. And that's how I started reading that, because I was thinking, I'm so envious, I need to come out of it. So read this chapter, and the result is we will overcome the envy that we have. Okay.
Is that a suggestion you're giving?
No, the
Official
Mahatmya. Yeah, official.
Balashruti.
Prabhupada says, yeah, Prabhupada says Balashruti is that. The result of 9th chapter is non-enviousness. Yeah. So read every day and you'll see the difference. If we are getting upset with someone, you know, how we have, why that person like this and all those, read this 2 days, you're fine.
Well, I'm upset today. That's why we're doing it today. Something happened.
Oh.
This is good.
Okay. So, yeah, and then so the next verse, the second verse, Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam. Krishna says, what is this knowledge of the chapter? Which is Bhakti. So when, okay, this is another point, that when we say most confidential knowledge, that knowledge actually should be understood as Bhakti. There's a, when we talk knowledge, it's actually Bhakti. So in the second verse, Krishna is speaking, Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam. What are the characteristics? 8 characteristics of Bhakti. That is given in the second verse. Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam. This also Prabhupada repeats again. And this is so beautiful, because Raja Vidya, king of all knowledge. Yes, because this is the one, the password. You can have all the knowledge in your laptop, but you don't know the password for the laptop, finished. So this is the password for getting out of this world. Of all the other knowledge, the password is this chapter, which is Bhakti. Then Raja Guhyam, most confidential knowledge. This is most confidential knowledge, like, the king, how they keep their strategies a secret. King may reveal many things, but will not reveal their strategies. So like that, this Bhakti is the Krishna's that strategy, how you get out of it, how you come out of this material world. So that's why it is most confidential, which Krishna keeps it a secret, and Krishna gives this only to his devotees who are non-envious. So that's why everyone cannot get it. Then the third one, Pavitram, purest form of all activities. That also we know. Bhakti Yoga means pure. Pavitram, purest of the pure. Uncontaminated with karma, jnana, dhyana, everything.
Confidential Monty is not secret, it's confidential, which means like hidden in plain sight.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, correct. Confidential, yes. Okay. The most confidential knowledge, yeah. Yeah, yes, that is true. Like confidential, because see, now this was spoken in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. There were others who heard this. Bhagavad Gita is distributed all over the world. Then why do you call it confidential? Everywhere there are many people who have read Bhagavad Gita 9th chapter but cannot understand. So confidential means how much Krishna has revealed it. Only they can understand.
Is it according to your surrender?
Yes, yeah, Dadami Buddhi Yogam. Okay, now beautiful points come later. Then Uttamam, beyond all material. Uttamam means Tama. Tama means darkness. It's beyond darkness, and this is the highest. Then Pratyaksha, this is very nice. Pratyaksha Vagamam. We chant Hare Krishna, we can feel the bliss. And that is possible only in Bhakti Yoga. If we take Dhyana Yoga, how is it? Very, yeah, the ultimate of, what is the ultimate of Dhyana Yoga? What's the ultimate thing in Dhyana Yoga? What's the last stage of Dhyana Yoga? What is the last one? Technically called? Samadhi. Samadhi. Samadhi means complete absorption. That's why Yoginam Abhi Sarvesham. No, what should I absorb myself in? Krishna. So the complete absorption is the topmost of this dhyana yoga. But from where does it start? Yama. What are the rules we should follow? What are the things which we should avoid? Then comes yama, niyama, asana, no? How we are sitting. Then, like if you have tried yoga systems, this dhyana yoga, first you have to sit in Padmasana, and then all you can feel is my leg is paining. Where is the samadhi? So you cannot even understand what samadhi is. That means it is not pratyaksha-avagamam. You cannot experience it. But here, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Yes, I chanted one round, I'm feeling so happy. That's pratyaksha-avagamam. Immediately we can feel the result. We can experience the result. Krishna is very kind. Yes, Krishna is so kind. I'm so hungry and Krishna gave me Mahaprasad. Simple, very easy to understand. So direct perception of self by realization. We can realize ourselves. Whereas in the dhyana, it is more like something, okay, samadhi, okay, yeah, samadhi will happen sometime. But at that time, we are only feeling the body pain or whatever. Okay, then dharmyam, perfection of religion, susukham, that's also beautiful, blissful. Sukham means happy, susukham means like pure happiness, pure bliss. As soon as we come inside the temple room, we forget all the material miseries and we just become happy. Once I was feeling so bad, something miserable, I don't know what it was, but I was thinking, Krishna, I don't think I will again smile in my life. I thought like that, and I just walked into the temple room so proud. Yes. See, even when I say that, you all feel happy. Just by remembering Prabhupada, we feel happy. Remembering the temple room, we feel blissful. That is the next one, the blissful susukham. Then avyayam, eternally everlasting. What does it mean? Eternally everlasting. Any progress that we have made in Krishna consciousness never comes down. Eternally everlasting. Take one rasgulla, and the benefit of that is the what do you call, the result of that is eternally everlasting, that we have taken. What is the result of that? Neha bikramana shasti pratyavayo na vidyate salpamapyasya dharmasya. Second chapter, trayate mahado bhayat. What is it? Bhaya means fear. Can you imagine coming to the reception, taking one piece of rasgulla that is kept there, will save us from all the greatest dangers, greatest fear of going down into the lower species of life.
Good deal.
Good deal, yeah. Eternally everlasting. And whatever they do, that is eternally everlasting. That is these are the 8 characteristics of this pure knowledge of pure bhakti. That means this chapter. That's a second verse, Rajavidya, Rajagruhyam. So Prabhupada explains about, yeah. So Prabhupada gives a summary of the second chapter, how, all the different things are explained there. And, okay. Now there's a long purport for the second verse, because Prabhupada is explaining everything in detail, including examples. Like this path of the perfection of religion. No? Oh, sorry. How did it go? That slide went off. What are you seeing in the Zoom? Yeah. Okay. I don't know why it is coming. How did it change? Oh, yeah, I know why. Mouse is here. Where is it? Now, okay. Now. Yes. Okay, I will also refer to the book now. Let's see. So, second verse speaks about, actually, my book, so like this. Then, huh? Puranic, and then we were having a class, and then Janananda Maharaj was giving class that day, and then he said, anyone has a Bhagavad Gita? So I carry my Bhagavad Gita always, and I gave it to him, and he looked and he was so happy, saying, this is a well-read book. I was thinking how I am showing this book, which is so, this thing, and he was so happy. He said, oh, this is a very well-read book. All written everywhere. So he was so happy. So after that, I thought, okay, it's good. So second verse. Yeah. So this you can read because it explains why each one with examples in the second verse. Then the third verse, third onwards, what is Krishna saying? Where is it? This one. Who will not take up Krishna consciousness and who will take up Krishna consciousness. Okay.
We don't need to snap photos and what because they're going to put it on the thing for us.
Hopefully.
This is your own, isn't it?
This is
Your own.
Yeah, my own. Yeah, I collected from places. No, nothing is mine. I've taken from that Surrender Unto Me, Burjan Prabhu's. Then there is Gauranga Darshan Prabhu, the Gita, what's it called? Gita Subodhini. Then Gauranga Darshan Prabhu had notes earlier, each detailed one, so from everywhere. Okay, so go make it. Okay. So then again, the question that Bobby asked earlier, if Krishna consciousness is all these, which one? Here. Anything that we are looking for is there in this. Happiness, eternal result. Why people don't take up? So that is given, answer is given in the third verse. Those who are not faithful in this devotional service cannot attain me or conqueror of enemies. Therefore, they return to the path of birth and death in this material world. Which means they're not faithful. They're not having faith in Krishna. Like how we said about the yogis. They don't want to take help from Krishna. They don't want to take up because they don't have faith in Krishna. So then Krishna doesn't reveal. Unfortunate people, even after hearing all the evidence of Vedic literature from great personalities, still have no faith in God. And then Krishna doesn't reveal anything to them.
That's Sukriti, right?
So it needs Sukriti. Or, like the same we see, we tell them, take this Bhagavad Gita, when we are distributing books. So they say, no, like that, because they don't have any Shraddha. It's not Sukriti, it's Shraddha. Faith is Shraddha. And that is why when we distribute book, we take money. We take some Lakshmi from them, which will mean that they have some faith. And then the book will reveal more. Krishna will reveal more to them.
But the difference between someone who does and doesn't is that Sukriti or no?
We need some Sukriti, but then the first time we chant, the first time a devotee giving is Agyada Sukriti, means costless mercy. And that is why the second time is very important. First time they have costless mercy, and costless mercy happens only once. It happens only once. And that is why when we distribute books, it's very important. If they're interested, take their contact, follow up with them. Because the first time, costless mercy finished. The second time, they have to put the endeavor. But if we have the contact number, then we can call them, invite them again. So they get, that cultivation is more important. This first time is costless mercy. Then to continue, this is explained in Harinam Chintamani Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He says that the first time, costless mercy. That is why everyone can chant Hare Krishna. But why is it that everyone cannot chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna? Everyone can chant Hare Krishna. That's the first time. But those who, if they have to continue, they need Sukriti. That is why, like when we go on the street, first time everyone will chant. Initially, they show so much enthusiasm. After that, okay, come to the temple. Yeah, I will come to the temple. They don't come. When you call them, they don't even answer most of the time. When you distribute books and take contact, it is 1 in 50 that will come. That's what Kripamay Prabhu said. Turnaround is 1 in 50.
That's like fishing for a fish in the water. There isn't any.
So there isn't. Yeah. So it is very difficult because the first one is Agyada Sukriti. Then they need to cultivate. So that is the reason everyone cannot take up Krishna consciousness because they lack that faith in Krishna.
Mataji, do you think that's why in Bhagavad Gita it says that best not to disturb people's minds, but to engage them directly in service, because then they can more likely to understand?
Perfect. Yes. So that is why when they, like how Vaisheshika Prabhu explains, when you're giving the book, ask them to hold. So that increases their Sukriti a little. And when someone comes to the temple, if they're coming, okay, can you please take this up to the temple or something? Can you help in this? Can you help in that? And then Krishna will notice them. That is why we engage people in service. Could be any small thing. Because a person who is thinking, oh, I like to help. People generally like to help. So when they come here, can you please help tidying this place up? Can you please put this paper in the bin? For them, it is just a help. But Krishna saw it as service. And when we serve Krishna, Krishna is indebted to that devotee, Krishna says. No? Then they are in Krishna's books already. That's why engaging them in service is very, very important. Some small thing.
So no one devotee used to say to people who are not inclined, can I just borrow your pen for us?
Anything, right? Krishna, give back. They're in Krishna, they've done some Sukriti, no? Yeah, any small thing. And if you see Prabhupada's initial days, they're like that, no? Let's do a wedding. Can you help for the wedding? So everyone is thinking helping for the wedding. Then actually they're doing pure Krishna consciousness. Okay, so now 4 onwards, this 4 to, what is it? Yeah, 4 to 10. Krishna speaks about his Krishna and his energies and his relationship with the material world. This is the same as what we have discussed in the 7th chapter. That Krishna, Krishna is, what is Krishna saying here in the 4th one? By me, in my unmanifest form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Who can explain this? All beings are in me, but I am not in them.
That and the verse after as well. It seems like a contradiction.
Exactly. Yes. Well, the next verse, and everything that is created does not rest in me. You see that in the first time it says, all beings are in me. And then the next verse says, and yet everything that is created does not rest in me. And he says, behold my mystic opulence. What is it, mystic opulence? Although I am the maintainer of all living entities, And although I am everywhere, I am not a part of this cosmic manifestation, for myself is the very source of creation. So now how do we understand this?
And in the seventh, there was that pearls on a string one.
Pearls on a string, yes. That is in 7, Sutra Mani Gana Iva, how everything in this material world are all the pearls, and Krishna is the string which connects all the pearls. The string is invisible, but it is actually that is maintaining everything. But here, Prabhupada gives another example of the sky. 2 examples. One is the king, like everything in this temple is under the supervision of the temple president. But the temple president is not present here. But still things are happening. But so we think that the temple will be the same if there is no temple president. Will that happen? No. But temple president is not seeing every single thing what is happening. But still things happen. So the same way, Krishna is like that. Krishna doesn't interfere in everything, but without Krishna's sanction, nothing will happen. Is that clear? That's how the material world functions, like the king or the CEO of the company. The employees don't even see the CEO of the company. But if the CEO is not there, will the company exist? No. Same way, Krishna, because of Krishna, everything happens, but Krishna is not directly involved. The another example is the sky given. No? Yadhakashasti do nityam. In verse 6, Krishna explains Yadhakashasti do nityam. Akasha means the sky. In the sky, everything is there. The wind is in the sky. So the sky, consider the sky like a bowl which is upside down. If you consider the sky like upside down bowl, the wind is going around inside. So the wind is free to move around, but within the bowl. Is that clear? So that is how Krishna controls the material energy. So the sky is not attached to the wind is not attached to the sky. Is that clear?
Yeah, it's within.
It is within. So the same way, in this material world, we have freedom to go wherever we want. But it is only within the material world. Okay? That is how Krishna, everything is there in Krishna, but not in Krishna. And that is the why it is mystic, because Achintya Bheda Bheda. The Lord Chaitanya's philosophy of simultaneous oneness and difference. Sky is there, but not there. Wind is within the sky, but not within the sky. We are in the material world, but it is only within the material world. So Achintya means inconceivable. We cannot conceive how the whole thing functions. Because we can say, now when I said about the bowl and the wind, you said, yes, I understood. But then then it is conceivable. But then it is inconceivable. Why it is inconceivable? Because wind and sky are matter and we are living entities. So obviously the wind will not get attached to the sky will not get attached to the wind. But living entities get attached. There is attachment. So it is inconceivable. So there is inconceivable, simultaneous oneness and difference. We can understand but cannot understand. That is the mystic opulence. But the wind example makes us understand. But the thing is, it is only within. Okay? But don't think that we can understand it. We cannot still understand. Does that make sense?
Theoretically rationalize it, but not realize it.
No, we cannot. Because if we understand that, then that mystic opulence we cannot understand. Then it no more remains a mystery or mystic. But it is mystic because we cannot completely understand.
Like how the planets are floating.
Floating, yes. Yeah. Why the planets are floating? Because Krishna is there. No, how planets are floating. Yeah. We can understand, but we cannot understand. So that is given in the 6th verse, how the sky, as a mighty wind blowing everywhere, rests always in the sky. All created beings rest in me.
So just like the chapter headings, if you want to be able to present this to people, if you meet someone on the street and they're like, where does it say that? And they're not going to take your word for it. So you should be able to show them the sections you need to know, isn't it, basically?
Yes. Very important to know the sections. We cannot understand Bhagavad Gita without knowing the sections. Because if we go shloka by shloka, we cannot understand the section. We need to know what Krishna is saying in then if we understand the sections, it will make logical sense. This is what Krishna is saying in the first 2. Then he starts saying this, then he starts saying, then it is easier to understand.
18 chapters, many sections.
Yes, yes. Then I'm also still working on it because I cannot say the sections. And the only way to learn Bhagavad Gita is to teach. Just start teaching and you will learn. No. Do you think the first class I took anything anyone understood? No one understood anything because I didn't know anything. But I knew if I had to learn, I have to teach. I started this 4-week session, 2 hours, 2 hours, and then only 2 sentences about each chapter. Then I did one class then I like that I did a few sessions, 4-week sessions, 2 hours, 2 hours, 4 weeks, just touching the slides, touching each chapter little. Then I did 18 days, 1 chapter for 1 day. So I got some more idea. But every time I was teaching was for me to learn. And in the process, they also learned whatever, something they get. So it takes time to learn full. But here, at least, if you're feeling like, okay, I want to study Bhagavad Gita, my mission is successful. That's all that I'm trying to do here. You start seriously studying Bhagavad Gita. I want to now, like how you're understanding, okay, I need to learn the section.
Those acronyms, they help, no?
Yes, acronyms are, yes. Then, now that is why the acronyms are there. And in the same way, even for introduction, this actually, what's that Maharaj's name? Purna Chandra Maharaj. He says that for everything, even in the purport also, if you go paragraph by paragraph, each paragraph has a theme. And then you find the theme of that paragraph and then write the theme of each paragraph, then you will get a logical thing. Oh, this is what Prabhupada is telling.
It's like school. I think I'll need to get those sticky colored things.
Right,
stick them
into
the Bhagavad Gita.
Yes, each section. Or write in the Bhagavad Gita, so then your Bhagavad Gita will be full of notes written if you start writing. Yeah.
And then as you teach, you get to know them. Then
Yes.
you don't need, you know it because
Correct.
it's really
Teach. Both actually teaching and hearing. Hear, again. That was what I was telling Mataji. You go, then the next week, hear the recording once again.
It's doable, right? Because you get these Jehovah Witness people, they come to your door, and I really admire them as well because they know the chapter and the verses. Anything you pick up, they'll just quote the chapter and verse.
Yeah.
So it starts to come.
Yeah, when there is no much essence, they learn so much. When the ultimate knowledge is here, we are not spending time. Yeah, it's sad. Anyway, for me also. Okay, so we have to stop here now. And then, okay, till 10. Yes, till 10, Krishna speaks about the material energy. So he says, everything is under me, everything is working under, and then he says, I am not bound by any work that is happening in this material world. He has nothing to do with what is happening in the material world because he's just taking care of his devotees. I'm ever detached from all these material activities, seated as though neutral. He's neutral. And so you see, so he is, see, this is all the Achinde Bheda Bheda. Because in 9, he says, all this work cannot bind me. I am ever detached from all these material activities. In the next verse 10, Krishna says, this material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction. Maya Adhyakshena. He's, without Krishna's sanction, nothing works. That's what we said, no? The bowl, whatever happens inside is by Krishna's sanction, the CEO and the company.
What's Krishna's intention of them to do them, put them side by side? There's a logic to it. Is that to get the Gyanis on one hand and get the Bhaktas on the other side? Or I don't know.
Like what?
Because you're saying on one hand, the Chinta Veda Veda Tattva. On one hand, he says it this way, and on the other hand,
it is a mystic,
like
no? We cannot understand.
It gets both parties interested as well.
Interested, right? Yeah, yes. And when Prabhupada was asked, where is Radharani mentioned in Bhagavad Gita?
Every line. Speculating.
Where is Radharani mentioned in Bhagavad Gita? It should be mentioned.
This fortune.
That is Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam mentions is Aradhita, no? The one gopi goes, no? Where in Bhagavad Gita.
Well, I read that, what is that? Everything in Bhagavad Gita is in relationship to.
Ultimate is Radharani. If we read the last sentence, no, of the Bhagavad Gita, what is the last sentence of Bhagavad Gita? Then we will see. Tells about internal potency. So the ultimate is Radharani. Yes.
Wherever there is Krishna, there is victory.
No.
Mind activities, everything is absorbing Krishna senses.
Yes. What?
Hare Krishna, Karuna Sindhu,
Invocation. Okay, in the invocation, in the introduction.
Wow.
That's very good. Where in Bhagavad Gita Krishna says, that is in this chapter. That's in this chapter. No, this yes, verse 13. Verse 13.
Oh, we are getting the most confidential.
Yes. When Prabhupada was asked where is Radharani mentioned, he said in 13th verse of the 9th chapter.
Wow.
What does it say? Yes, definitely you have to bring Bhagavad Gita from next week onwards.
O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of the divine nature.
Yes. That divine nature is Radharani. Are under the protection of the divine nature. So, here we are saying, no, this Achinte Bheda Bheda. So, it's completely bewildering. The only people who are not bewildered are the devotees of the Lord, who are under the protection of divine nature, protection of Radharani, who are devotees. They are the only people who are not deluded. So in text 11, he is saying, Avajananti ma mudha manushim tanumashritam. People cannot understand Krishna because they are deluded by Maya.
The direct perception of that is what you see outside. How people behave.
Yes. They're just deluded. Very simple, we can understand.
It's mystical, but yet very simple.
For the devotee, it is very simple because we can see the truth. Because 426, 4th chapter. Why we are not deluded? Because we are seeing the truth. How we see the truth? How? What is in 426? For 26, no? 26, 24, 26 only. Mm.
For 26.
Mm.
Some sacrifice the hearing
No,
process.
24, 24. You don't use Gita base, are you using Veda base?
Like,
No, 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 not that one also. Let me only see. Which is how can we learn? The summary starts from there, no? You know the verse. 34. Not 24, 34. Tadvidhi pranipadena.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Upadekshyanti te jnana. Jnaninas tattva darshina. How we can see the truth? Because we surrender to the spiritual master, inquire from him submissively. The self-realized soul can show us the truth because they have seen the truth. And once we know the truth, we are not bewildered. Otherwise, we are bewildered. I use this, these examples of bewilderment, like in, this is more Indian context. The mother has a son, and the mother, when the son grows up, mother is so much worried about the son getting married. Here also, no, they get worried. Son is not married, son is not married, oh, son is not getting married, like that. And then the son gets married and brings a daughter-in-law home, and then the mother-in-law cannot see the daughter-in-law. And then just start fighting. All that happens in the house is fighting. Who asked you to get your son married? You see the delusion. You're so worried about the son getting married, and as soon as the son brings a girl home, they can't see. They become very possessive, they fight, and she's not bringing money, she's not cooking, all the complaints. And the same way, no children, no children, no children. And then as the child is born, then starts complaining about it. The child grows, all the time is only complaints. And the biggest delusion is one which is really gross. So I asked someone, and then she was like, she's a doctor, and I asked her, and she was like, oh my God, like how we are attached to the child. The children, no? How much parents are attached to the children.
Diarrhea.
Sorry?
Kid is sick all day long, having diarrhea, this, that, the other.
Yeah, but more than that, actually, I don't know from where I heard that, but then how the child is born, it's really gross. Huh? Painful, yes. If not for cesarean, it is through the same hole that you pass to. Imagine, and the stool we just don't even consider. And through the same hole, the child comes, and we think this is the treasure of my life. That's too gross. That's why I said it's really gross.
The nine gates.
9 gates, yeah.
That's a t-shirt.
Imagine how much we are deluded.
Early days of a baby's life, it just goes through your hair.
Yeah.
That's where it's coming from.
Ah, okay. Yeah. But then we get so attached, like, imagine the delusion. And then as soon as we hear from Prabhupada, the truth is revealed. And then the whole material world just matter. So Devi Prakriti Mashrita. When we depend on the Devi Prakriti, Radharani, then everything is clear.
This under protection of divine nature, that comes again. That's not just once, no? In the Bhagavad Gita, divine nature is mentioned.
No. Devi Prakriti comes many times, but Devi Prakriti comes only. Yeah. No, then is it that Devi Prakriti only once?
So they are called Mahatma. Mahatma is someone who will neglect this material, take shelter of Radharani, and their Mahatmas. Okay, so we'll stop here now. You can read these verses from, so we are left with like 10 verses here, 13 to 26. Because actually this 9 is important. 10 onwards, it's again simpler. Yeah, 10 is more where you can find. 10 is faster. And 11 is universal form. And 12 again, Krishna's, I like this person, I don't like this person, I like this person, I like this person, more. So that's also beautiful. So this middle 6 chapters are beautiful. So please read, absorb. If you read, then next week, if you have read it before, the way in which you attend will be completely different. Okay?
So we start with the exam next week
10:15. Exam is at 10:15.
for 7, 8, and 9.
7, 8.
Yes.
7, 8, 9. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
3 chapters.
Okay.
So
Okay. No,
9
anyway, it was Swadhyaya.
Since the technical whiz Prabhuji is here, you're going to give us the slides today, yeah? So then we can start.
I can give it to you today.
Okay.
Yeah. But 9 and all is not complete. I've not even put it. Like I'll give you. 7, 8. Yeah, 7 and 8 I'll give today. 9 I'll put some more and then. Okay. Yeah, because I don't even refer, to the slides so much. So, yeah. This one, I don't know how much. There are 3 kinds of people who come to Krishna. Again, this is more demigods and like that, the first level. Yeah, people coming to Krishna consciousness with hidden motives like the karmis. I need a job, I bring a flower. I get my job, then no coming. Then again, I lose my job. I have one person who comes and does service only when between his contract. Oh, bro, you're coming every day. Oh, I finished my contract. Then he gets a job, not seen for so long. Then again, so I ask him whether Krishna should give you a job or not give you a job. So that is a karma. Second level.
Happened to me. I can relate to that one.
Second level is firm faith, but then goes to the wrong person, demigods. And the third one goes to Krishna. Here it is as universal form. And that third people will not fall down because they are worshipping Krishna. Then this one, great mudhas, the same as that 4 categories, who will not understand Krishna. Yeah, then in person, more technical things. I'll send you this one, then you can go through this.
Because we can start.
Yeah. We'll continue this next week. Yeah, but finish the exam by 10:30. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for whoever is still there in the Zoom. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. So we will continue 9th chapter next week. Okay. And then we'll start with 10th also. 9th and 10th. Okay. So please try to read. Okay. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.